You are old. I do not want to consort with women who are buying houses because women who are buying houses are typically over the age of 25. It's as simple as that. I get hit on all the time by chicks who are 26, 27. I got hit on by like girls 32. And they get so mad when I reject them. They don't understand, and I'm speaking as a non-MGTOW purveyor, I'll say. They don't understand that me rejecting them, I'm doing them a favor. I would never take a woman over 25 seriously. Ever. I would never take a woman over 25 seriously in the long term for a relationship, a marriage, to produce children. They're too old. I'm not wasting their time. My goals involve multiple children. I don't want one or two token kids. I don't want a feminist wife working. I'm not interested in that. But women can't stand rejection, especially the 26, 27, because for the majority of their dating life, they were young. Teenagers, high school, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And they hit on someone, they get what they ask for most of the times. They'll at least get a couple dates. And so this idea of, it's almost like the first wall is from men who understand what biology is, what eggs are.
So I was going to listen to, or actually I did listen to it, a video by Undead Chronic. And, you know, the video, what's the title of this damn video? Hold on a second. Title of the video is Black Women Are Getting Worried Over MGTOW. And it's this sister that is married, and she's doing her little research about MGTOW, you know, and Undead Chronic acknowledged that, you know, she did her homework, you know, she knows what she's talking about, and, you know, basically speaking against women that have all these silly ideas about feminism, and even the, you know, just how important it is to, you know, partner up and find a man, because, you know, it's going to be lonely out here, not to mention the fact that we do live in a society now where arguably it takes two incomes, and, you know, they've already done studies and put up the statistics and everything on that about, you know, who's the face of poverty, and, you know, single, especially black women, are the face of poverty, you know, who are unwed and unmarried. She also brought up, you know, just how detrimental she felt that MGTOW was to the black community. She even cited she said 51% of black men are childless and unmarried. I thought it was 53%. The numbers might have changed, but I'm saying you're talking 50%. That's why, you know, when women are jumping up and down filing complaints about black men, you know, getting black women pregnant and not taking care of their kids, as I've stated, they're only complaining about the men that they actually want, which is about, you know, 15 to 20% of men. It's actually closer to 15, 16% if you want to get real precise about it. But that population is 10 to 20% of men are the only men that they actually want. Those are the guys that are running around pumping women up, you know, full of babies and not taking care of their kids. And those men tend to exhibit, you know, high risk behavior in the streets, desired by other women, have multiple options, have the ability to cheat. That's something that, you know, women love to run around, talk about men are dogs and, you know, men cheat and all this other stuff. Yeah, the man that everybody wants, yeah, that's the one that's cheating. And that's why it looks that way to you, because all you want the same dude, and you want to talk about how he's cheating. But there's a whole bunch of black men out there that y'all don't want, and they don't have the luxury, you know, of cheating and running through bitches. You want the guy, you know, he's got to be, you know, over 6 foot. He's got to, you know, have game, swag, charisma, clout in the streets, money, you know, all this stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to, you know, highlight that, because it's like 50% of black men never been single, never been married, you know, and then 30% are married, and then you have like that, whatever, 15 to 20% of men, or or 10 to 15% of men, or 10 to 20% of men. Let's just go with the safe roundup number. 10 to 20% of men that the women actually want, and those are the ones that are not married, running through bitches and getting them pregnant. Now, with all that said, Undead Chronic was acknowledging some of the things that, she was saying, and I'm listening to him. And like I said, I understand why he's touching on the subject, because like I said, it doesn't matter what your favorite color is. These conversations transcend race. We all live in America. We're all dealing with the same shit. Marriage is a money issue. Even though women are talking about feminism and women are doing big things and this, that, and the third, women still want hypergamy. They still want to date up. They still want to date a man that makes more money than them, and the economy is not doing so well. It hasn't been doing so well. And I got another video talking about that. I've touched on it already with the video of them not wanting to pay pilots. Just crazy shit. But it's even more complicated than that, going into publicly traded companies. But it's undoubtedly difficult, for women to try to run around here and find this ideal man, because they don't want to settle for average. Now, Undead Chronic got into this part where he brought up that he doesn't talk to women. I don't know how old Undead Chronic is. I'm assuming he's anywhere from 29 to 31. Maybe he's older than that. But I'm saying, he said he doesn't date women over the age of 25. Like somehow magically when they hit 26, she goes from a 10 to a 4. Right? And then he goes to say that he wants to be with a woman that's 25, because he wants to have multiple children. He said multiple times. And I'm sitting there, and he said, I don't want 1 or 2 token children. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what type of math are you doing? Like, his math ain't mathing. Now, I understand he's got the YouTube channel. He's got his Cash App up there, 52,000 subscribers. I'm saying if you got $1 each from every person, that would be $52,000 a month if it was, consecutively. Or in perpetuity, every month he's getting $1 from all of his subscribers, all of his followers. But I don't doubt that he has a nice little chunk of change that he gets from, the people that decide to hit up his Cash App because they see him as an advocate for men. But I'm just saying, he says, okay, I work in the professional world and I want to have multiple children. And I'm like, okay, so how much is that going to cost? What type of money are you making to where 1 to 2 children is not enough? And I'm saying, if you said multiple, so now I got to assume that we're over 3 children. So what are we talking? We're talking 4 children. I'm like, right off top, for me, you say I want 4 children, that automatically means that you're going to help support the purchase of 4 vehicles. That's 4 college tuitions, unless one of the kids really adamant about they don't want to go to college, or unless you're a parent that's totally against them going to college. I'm not saying they have to go to college. I'm just saying that's just been the traditional path of, gaining, educational knowledge to be able to go out here in the marketplace. I do think it's necessary for certain fields, like if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a lawyer. I don't know if it's necessarily needed for you to get a degree in, freaking computer science, right? You could go to a boot camp, but I'm just saying, college for a long time has been a path. If you're a quote-unquote good parent, then you would at least be in a position to where that could be an option on the table. Maybe all of your kids want to go to college. Are you in support of that? Are you in the financial position to support it? So, like, I'm listening to him say, I want to have multiple. Well, I'm like, what are we, like, freaking, what is that show called? what's that, little dog on the prairie or some shit? Like, what are we, like out, like, what are we, out in the Midwest somewhere? We got a farm, and we're gonna have like all these kids popping out over the place. Is that how it's supposed to play out? I mean, help me to understand. Like, the math ain't mathing. But that's not even the part that really gets me. The part that really gets me is, and I'm saying so many men have been guilty of this online. And this is a white dude talking this. And we know how much harsher they are about white women's beauty. And it's probably because, white women don't have a whole bunch of longevity. Yeah, white women are hot. Oh, they're hot to trot when they're, 25. And then, for some reason, lack of melanin, some reason they get to cracking and they start wearing out real early, prematurely. You go into the black community, you got Nicki Minaj. You can easily find a bunch of 25-year-olds that want to dick down Nicki Minaj. Beyonce, they want to dick down Beyonce. Halle Berry, I mean, it wasn't until she got into her 50s that she really started to crack. People don't realize that when they were oohing and ahhing over Halle Berry was in, the middle of her 40s, and people still wanted to get at her. Bernice Burgess, she's in her 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this whole notion of, she hit the wall because she's a day over 25 is just bullshit. Or she's 26 now. A chick, you know how long a chick gets to be 25? 1 year. 1 year is how long a chick gets to be 25. So when I hear these guys throw up the 25, Kevin Samuels was guilty of it as well. I hear these like similar arguments of like, that Kevin would make where, Kevin, he was what, 53, 54, died of a heart attack. Right? They still haven't, I don't think they posted the, what the autopsy report said, but I'm saying the man had a heart attack. And I remember when women would call in and he would, oh, you can't give me any children. Dennis Sperling would do the same shit. You can't give me any children. What children is a man in his 50s trying to have? You should be done having children at that point. But they would always throw that up. Oh, you're 31. What if I wanted to have some more children? A freaking 50-year-old should be happy to have a 31-year-old on his arm. I mean, plain and simple. A 35-year-old should be happy to have a 25-year-old or a 27-year-old or a 26-year-old on his arm. And see, like the way that white guys like Undead Chronic and a bunch of others slam the fuck out of, women because they age and everything. I'm like, they talk all this shit about, conservative values and, ooh, I want a virgin and shit like that. Like, it blows my mind when I hear that, because does Undead Chronic sound like the type of man that would sit around and wait if a chick said that she was a virgin? I don't think so. How many women do you think he's fucked in his lifetime? Quite a few. Which means that he was contributing to women riding the cock carousel. It's one of the biggest contradictions that men make. Men hate whores and love whores at the same time. They just want whores to be whores when it comes to them. But anytime a chick is whoring with somebody else, then, oh, she's a dirty bitch. But when she's fucking with you, like, oh, it was heading towards marriage, it just didn't end up that way. Like, fuck out of here. If you want to run through some bitches, motherfucker, run through some bitches. But don't sit up in here and pretend like you're the marriage type, like you're some fucking Mormon or some goddamn Mennonite, and all you wanted to do was get married since you were 17 years old. And the only reason you're not getting married is because Western women are this way and Western women are that way. I listen to the shit that men say. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, you don't sound like the I wanted to settle down type. You don't sound like it. Even for me, I'm a fence straddler. People can slam me all day about being a fence straddler because I know what I'd be signing up for. And I'm 100% in or I'm 100% out. Plain and simple. If I still want to run through some bitches, hey, that's what I'm doing. But if I want to get married, I got to accept that what comes with getting married. What does that really mean? What does getting married really mean? And I don't think any of these guys have really accepted that reality. When you're talking about a bitch hit the wall at 25, and she's a day over 25, no, the bitch is too old. I'm like, you don't sound like the marriage type. Because marriage, traditional oriented Christian marriage, yeah, that's supposed to be for life. And what do you think your wife is going to look like when you all are still together when she's 50? Well, you think she's going to be looking like a 25-year-old? Again, if you want to be Leonardo DiCaprio and you want to dump a bitch every time she's 25 and then go out there and try to fuck other 25-year-olds, I'm saying I hope you got Leonardo DiCaprio type of money. If you got Leonardo DiCaprio type of money, hey, more power to you. I can't talk no shit. Leonardo DiCaprio is not married. Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have any children. And he fucks with 25-year-olds even though he's in his 50s. And when they get 25, he dumps them and goes off and screws some other 25-year-old chick. And quiet as is kept, I think that's the most honest thing for him to do because it's like, hey, chick, I'm an old man now. I wanted to experience your youth and your beauty, and that's what I get off. I don't like fucking with old chicks, but I'm not going to hold you because you're 25, you still look good. If you want to get married, I ain't the one. You need to go out there and get married to, a man that's closer to your age. I'm not going to waste the rest of your youth and beauty like that. I only know one other person that did that. He divorced his wife. They were having issues. He divorced his wife. And I mean, he slept with like over 100 women at this point. But he divorced his wife and she wanted to get out the marriage too. But he was just like, nah, man. He's like, if I'm going to let her go, I need to let her go now. She was 28 when they got divorced. Because she has a better chance of finding somebody now than us dragging this out any longer. You know what I mean? She wants to have kids. I don't want to have kids. So, she 28, she got out of the marriage, scrambled to find a dude. I don't know if she found the dude. But that was a better shot at her doing that than trying to do that at 37. I just don't buy a lot of these white red pill MGTOW guys are saying when they want to talk about all this shit about, oh, they want to get married and they're looking for Amish virgin girls to fucking marry. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. Because a lot of you guys just sound like you want to run through a bunch of young bitches. And I'm saying I would have more respect for dudes if they would just say, hey, I want to run through bitches. I'm not really looking to get married. And you know how I know this, right? Because when you listen to what they say, they got more complaints about women than anything positive to say about women. Like when they bring up the point like, oh, I want to be, I'm looking for this type of woman to settle down with and be married and everything, right? But because Western women are so terrible, I'm not looking to get married. And I'm like, you got a whole Christmas list of everything that's wrong with these bitches. I'm like, let's just say these women weren't on that. What do you like about these women? Like, what do you like about women that would make you want to marry a woman and spend the rest of her life? The only time I hear dudes say any of this shit is when it comes to, like, they're talking about being a passport bro, or they're talking about getting with women overseas, and typically it's they're younger and hotter. That's at the top of the list. And whether they go into the other areas of, like, she's got domestic skills, she loves me for me, like I don't know what the specifics are of what these guys are looking for. because they never state it. But they know exactly what they don't want. Oh, they know exactly what they don't want when it comes to these women. But when it comes to what they do want, other than youth and beauty and virgin pussy, I'm like, okay, what else? Okay, what else is there to it? Because the way that it's all about youth and beauty, I'm like, you do realize that your wife is going to age as you age. You do realize that. You know what I mean? Like when I'm looking at a woman and I'm looking at her like in terms of her beauty, I am also thinking to myself, what is she gonna look like several years from now? There's one of my exes. Like I'll stalk her page. I'll go and look at her page. She still looks good. She still, even with the weight that she put on, she still looks good. Does her makeup slamming. She's not 25 anymore. But in terms of what my physical attraction was to her, like if I was with her right now, I would still find her attractive. No, she's not going to compare to her 22-year-old self, but I would still find her attractive because I just found her. I found her attractive then. I've seen pictures of her now. I find her attractive now. I don't know. Some of you guys take this whole she hit the wall and all this other shit, and she's got to be 25 and less, otherwise I don't want her. So when y'all talk about that to the nth degree like you do, I'm like, I don't see where marriage, long-term marriage, is really on the table for you. I mean, what are you going to do if your wife gets cancer? You're going to dump her? Oh, the bitch had chemo. She lost all her hair. Fuck that bitch. I'm out. Oh, the bitch, had to get a mastectomy. She lost her left breast. Oh, man, fuck that. I'm out. She doesn't look good to me anymore. I remember that fucked up story of that guy that his wife was around a bonfire. You could probably find it on YouTube. His wife was around a bonfire. This dumbass decides to throw splash like a whole fucking bucket of kerosene on the fire. The fire jumped up, burned her face, gave her second and third degree burns. And so, obviously, we all know what a burn victim looks like. And, she was in the hospital, all that stuff. He was crying and boo-hooing. Oh, I can't be with her. I can't stand to look at her. Motherfucker, you did it. You did it. Fucking around like a dumbass, throwing, some flammable liquid on the fire that caused her to catch on fire. And he left her. I don't know if they had kids together. I think they did. But he left her. And then she had to go and get a GoFundMe, to help with all, her stuff. I'm just like, y'all sound like that type of motherfucker. Don't get it twisted. I understand. Looking at a person with second and third degree burns, yeah, that's not some attractive shit to look at. But I'm just saying, a lot of things can happen in life. Ovarian cancer is quite common. Breast cancer is quite common. Uterine cancer is quite common. You can go out here and you can get a freaking hot ass 25-year-old, and then she has, I don't know, fibroids. And she that she has leiomyomas, and she has to have her uterus removed, and now she can't have any more kids. Now what? Now she's barren. Now what? A lot of y'all don't think about that shit. Women too. I could get on the women, but I'm talking about y'all right now. There's been women, dudes dying, and he gets something. He's got testicular cancer or something, and he has to go through chemo. Hold on a second. What are they asking me for? You know what that was? Two Hispanic women, the mother and the daughter, in a car with two small children in the back, pulling up, asking if I wanted to buy some Christmas flowers. I'm actually sitting outside. I'm about to go get some Vietnamese food, but I'm sitting outside a restaurant making this video, getting ready to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously no supportive, productive man around, to so that they don't have to do that shit. You know what I mean? But yet there obviously was a man around to produce those kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's, if that was my wife or my baby mama and kids, and they got to do some shit like that, yo, I failed as a man. I said, this is how I look at it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm big on, if you can't take on a family, you don't need to be talking about families. And that's another contradiction. Guys up here, talking about, oh, the economy's so bad, economy's fucked up, this, that, and the third, but yet you're sitting up here talking about families. You should be defeating the economy despite what's going on in the economy. I'm saying, if you want to have a conversation about families. Now, if you want to have a collective conversation about the greater society, right? If you want to have a collective conversation about the greater society and how, this is going to affect things in the long run, I'll have that conversation all day. But for dudes to sit around talking about, oh, the bitch hit the wall, she's too old, that's why we're not marrying these women and they're not virgins, and then 5 minutes later the conversation is about how, I can't find my work, I can't find my jobs, I can't keep a roof over their head because I can't afford it. Why are you talking about producing a family? Why is that on your radar when you haven't secured a solid foundation for your family? I don't get it. But I'm just saying, I really don't think that a lot of these guys that say that they're, the only reason, I'm not, marrying any of these chicks is because, they're too old or they're too westernized. I'm not buying it. I think a lot of you all wanted to run through a bunch of bitches. And again, only a select number of men can actually do that. I definitely think Undead Chronic has game. I definitely think Undead Chronic could walk into a bar and joke and even be a dickhead and have some chick be like, oh my God, he's got so much swag, and give him some. Just off of the strength of him being him. I totally believe him. But as it pertains to many of his zip popping followers, no. Hell no. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got a lot of guys that are in the building that shouldn't be in the building, that are trying to file the same complaints as men that are far more capable than they are. More capable of them making money, more capable than them in getting girls, whether it's via, their game or via, their, physical prowess, their physique, whatever it may be. They got most of the whole package, most of it, 85% of it. So they can be selective, they can be picky, they can say these things. And I do think that Undead Chronic can say a number of things, but I also think that he's being highly unrealistic, in what he's saying. And I'm like, you don't sound like the type that can actually deal with one of these Mennonite bitches that would, be domesticated and serve you hand and foot and be cooperative and all that shit that all these, I'm a good moral Christian types want to claim that they're looking for. Because I'm like, oh, so you're committed and you're going to be with this one woman and she's going to pop out 4 children for you. Oh, I love to see the havoc that popping out 4 children in rapid succession are going to have on her body. When a woman has the babies and then her navel, her belly button, her umbilicus is looking all saggy and you can see where the stretched skin is, and they got to go and get a tummy tuck and it never looks the same even after they get the tummy tuck. And God forbid they're black or Hispanic and then they got keloid scarring. Oh, I've definitely seen some botched tummy tucks. Oh, let me tell you, it ain't pretty. So, a lot of y'all talk that, I mean, again, the reality of cesarean section. Ain't nobody talking about that. Y'all literally think that you're gonna get with this white woman. She's gonna pop out 4 children for you, and she's gonna be as hot as the day that you pumped her up full of a baby. The night that you had that romantic, event, and you're out there in front of the fireplace having wild kinky sex on the polar bear rugs in front of the fireplace, right? Y'all think she's always going to look like that? Nah. She's going to pop out that baby, and she's going to be tired, and she's going to be exhausted, and she's going to get bags underneath her eyes. And she's probably going to start wearing mom jeans. You're going to be sitting there, what happened to them yoga pants? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be wishing and begging for some goddamn yoga pants. You're almost never going to see her in heels unless you go out of your way to take her out to special occasions and special events where she actually wears heels. She's not looking to court you or get you anymore. You all are neck deep in raising children at this point. She's not going to be spiced up, super hot, with a face full of makeup every fucking day for you. You're going to see her when she gets sick. You're going to see her when she gets pneumonia or COVID. You're going to see her in her worst state. You're going to see her on the toilet saying, Kevin, I need some toilet paper. I got to wipe my ass. That Chinese food went right through me. Kevin! Right? That's what you're going to be dealing with. I don't know why I came up with the name Kevin. It sounds like a good enough generic white name. That's what you're going to be dealing with. You're going to be dealing with, grabbing the laundry basket and seeing her freaking skid stains in her panties. Hell, she might even fart around you. She'll get so goddamn comfortable. This is the reality of lifetime partnership. It is not freaking Vivid.com. It is not freaking Pornhub 24/7 for the rest of your life. For further evidence, look at your mom. How does your mom look at 62 years old? Is she as hot as she was when your dad met her? Hell, your dad's not even that hot anymore. He probably got a big ass beer belly. Again, don't get me wrong, nobody wants somebody to unattractive, but y'all gotta be realistic about what it is, like the realities of what it is to get older. What that really means to be with somebody for the rest of your life. But the way that y'all be nitpicking and shit, like that MGTOW video I heard years ago, oh man, she's got flabby arms. I'm sitting there looking at you. Even Rich Cooper is on bullshit when it comes to this. When freaking Tommy Loren was bitching about, and we've seen pictures of Tommy Loren without makeup, and motherfuckers acting surprised. Look at her. I'm like, motherfucker, most of the white bitches out here, that's exactly what they look like without makeup. You know what I mean? You can go online and pull up the porn stars before and after with or without makeup. Most white women are completely hit without makeup. Let's keep that one a buck, even though y'all have successfully made white women the global beauty standard with your movies and promotions and shit like that. White women without makeup ain't winning. But Rich Cooper was up there like, oh, Tommy Loren, she look at it, she just hit the wall. I'm like, Tommy Loren is hardly going to get kicked out of the bed of the vast majority of American males. Even now, even after she got married. I don't know how old she is now, but 30-something, 38, 37, whatever she is, even though, yes, 100% right. She was panicking when she realized, like, oh shit, where are all the good men, and then blamed all the men. Yeah, she got ripped apart, and rightfully so. And me and my friends are millionaires, and da 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 da. Yeah, all that bullshit, rightfully so, to get ripped apart. However, the idea that Tommy Loren she's just hit the wall and she's just so unattractive that it hurts my eyes. Like, see, when y'all go that far, when you are that extra, I'm like, you won't survive marriage. All this white Jesus conservatism, you won't survive marriage. I'm like, Tommy Loren is still a decently attractive woman. Some guys would even go as far to say Tommy is hot, and they give it to her. Whether it's Tommy, who's the other woman? Let's go on the liberal end. Who's the other chick? The woman on Young Turks. Anna, what's her name? Anna, what's her name? Kaspasian, what's her name? The Armenian chick. Anyway, I'm saying, still a good-looking woman. I don't know where motherfuckers get this shit, man. You know how many times I wanted to rub one out to Fran Drescher. And I don't even know how old was Fran Drescher when she was doing The Nanny. She had to be in her 40s. Fran Drescher could get all of this dick. Maybe not now. I'm sure she's older now. I haven't looked up what Fran Drescher looks like in 2020, but Fran Drescher could have got this dick. So who's the other chick? Sofia Vergara, right? She could get all this dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the whole, like, yeah, I get it. A 22-year-old, yeah, I could get him not wanting to bang a chick that's in the same age as his mom. But quiet as is kept, y'all running around, bitch hit the wall. She hit the wall. MILF porn is a thing for a goddamn reason. That bitch hit the wall. But y'all over there jacking off to Lisa Ann. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Oh, Lisa Ann, she looks like Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was 50 some odd years old when she was running up there with fucking John McCain. And y'all was, man, Sarah Palin can get this dick. But somehow Tommy Loren hit the wall? Like, y'all ain't even consistent with your own white boy shit. And again, I'm only getting on the white dudes about this because, number one, y'all the worst when it comes to it. And number two, Undead Chronic made the video. But I could easily get on black men about this shit because, like I said, with Kevin Samuels, he was on the same shit. I'm like, motherfucker, like Bernice Burgess, come on, man. Dudes, I wouldn't date a chick over 25, and Kevin Samuels damn sure was walking around with Six the Goddess when she was what, 29? No, she's over 25. Kev, she's too old. You know what I mean? Like, man, Pete, why are you talking about a Six the Goddess? She's a single mother. Man, the shit I would do with that woman, the shit I would do. Fucking, like, I mean, y'all be bringing up shit that ain't got nothing to do with how a bitch looks right now in real time. Yes, I don't want to deal with a single mother. 100% right. You know what I'm saying? But please, give me fucking an hour with Six the Goddess. Man, please, man. Her son will come knocking in the door. Is my mother in here? I'll be like, little nigga, your mom ain't here. Your mom ain't here. Nigga, pull out some money. Nigga, here $200, man. Go. You know what I'm saying? Get you some sneakers or something. You know what I'm saying? Lock that door, flip that sign around, do not disturb. And that would be the end of that. You know what I mean? But, man, y'all be running around acting like a bitch is all of a sudden, she went from 10 to 0 because she's got a kid. No, the kid is a separate factor. Yeah, now, oh man, I can't marry her because I don't want to deal with raising another man's kid. That's a different conversation than saying the bitch doesn't look good and can't get your dick hard. That's a different conversation. So I just wanted to make this video just to point this out, because a lot of y'all come on here and you guys say a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, do you really know what marriage looks like? Lifetime commitment? Do you really know what that looks like? Again, if you want to run through bitches and you don't want to get married, then just say that. But see, the problem is we got a lot of dudes that are hiding the fact that the women are fucked up with all their bullshit. They're hiding the fact that they just want to run bitches behind that. Because they know they can't stand on, I just want to run through a bunch of bitches. They know they can't stand on that. They're trying to hold women to some moral standard, of some moral Christian standard, but yet they want to run through bitches. Nah, so they got to come up here and, well, I'm looking for a woman who's like this, and she must have traditional Christian values, and blah, 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 and I'm looking for virgins, right? And they'll point to women who are truly out here busting it wide open for everybody and be like, and who wants to be with that? Like, they'll go all the way to porn stars or something, and it's like, bro, that's not what we talking about. This chick got 5 bodies. 5 bodies? That's way too many. Like, she's 29 and she has 5 bodies. It's too many bodies. That's too many. I'm like, how many bodies you got? Oh, well, me, Undead Chronic, I've fucked over 75 women. How are you fucking, and you're bitching about, it's different. I'm a man. But how are women not supposed to get to 5 if you're out here fucking 75? How like, the math ain't mathing. And I'm saying, all the dudes with swag and charisma, Undead Chronic, whoever else you want to name, insert in there, they got game and swag. They're doing the same thing. The Sneakos of the world. Fresh and Fit, I don't believe they were getting any pussy until they came online. So they dismissed. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Tate, yeah, he was getting bitches. You know what I'm saying? He was getting bitches just off of the strength of him fighting and shit like that. Him getting bitches was never a problem. But like I said, you got, if you think Myron Fadil was getting the same number of bitches as Andrew Tate, even before they had money, you got another thought coming. Everybody is not in the same league. All I'm saying is that there's nothing that's more contradictory than dudes sitting there talking about women being virgins and their chastity and traditionalism when their numbers and the number of women that they have slept with is sky high. And we know the reality of women break rules for alphas and make rules for betas. The same women out here, I've seen women do that shit. Oh, I'm a virgin. I'm this, I'm that. I don't do this, I don't do that. And they let some dude hit. Again, have you taken anybody's virginity? I have. How come I'm the one that got it? Because I was just that dude? To her, I was. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I've taken more than one woman's virginity. But obviously, to her, I was. To her, I was the shit. You know what I mean? So that's just the way that it is. This idea that you can put women in a box and say, that a woman should or shouldn't do this, and this is how it should go down because you've basically overpraised yourself or you've overvalued yourself. You can talk all the shit that you want, but the reality is you overvalued yourself. All men don't have the same value. Even with no money, even if we reduced everybody's wealth to 0, men still don't have the same value. And a short man will be the first one to tell you that. A fat man will be the first one to tell you that. So, anyway, like I said, I just think a lot of guys are full of shit. But that's all I got to say. That's my video. SWP out. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. I'm gone.